This is Chetan Singhal. Welcome to my channel Stats Shine, where knowledge shines to make you shine. In this video, we'll be learning different mathematical formulas for descriptive measures of data. So if you have not seen my videos for measures of central tendency, dispersion, skewness and kurtosis, please check out the links below and watch them before viewing these videos. Because I have explained all those concepts and understandings of these descriptive measures in those videos, and these are just the formulas to quantify those measures. So first get the conceptual understanding and then we'll understand the formulas. So this is the mean x bar, that is the sum of all the observations divided by the total number of observations. This is the summation sign, and xi represents the ith data point. Now define mu2 equals to 1 by n summation xi minus x bar square. Then we'll open this square, a square plus b square minus 2ab. So since this x bar square, this doesn't have any I term, so it will add up n times. So that's why there is n x bar square, and here x bar will come out of the summation and will sum this. I goes from 1 to n. So we'll get the summation inside. So this is summation xi square. Here the summation will go away because we have put n, because this is independent of I, and this 2xi, this 2x bar will come here and summation xi will remain as it is because x bar is independent of I. Now this is summation xi square, nx bar square. This summation xi we can put it nx bar. So we have put in here nx bar. So this turns out to be nx bar square, this turns out to be 2nx bar square. So this is 1 by n summation xi square minus nx bar ka whole square. So this is just breaking this into a simple term, simpler for calculations. So define mu3 similarly as 1 upon n summation xi minus x bar ka cube, and mu4 as this. So now coming to central tendency formulas. So this is mean. Mean is summation xi by n. Median. So median is defined in two ways. When the number of observations are odd, so it's simply n plus 1 by 2th term. For example, if n is 10, sorry, if n is 11, then it would be 11 plus 1, 6th term. 12 by 2, 6th term would be the median when we have arranged in ascending order. And when n is even, we'll take the mean of n by 2th and n by 2 plus 1th term. So suppose n is 10, so we'll take the mean of 5th and 6th observation, that would be the median. So for mean and median, there are a lot of cases, like there are grouped frequency, there are simple frequency data, there are grouped frequency data, class data. So if you want to study these data and the formulas of mean and median, you can consult S.K. Gupta and V.K. Kapoor book. So there are a lot of variations in that book relating to frequency data, group data, and calculating the mean and median, because the basic concepts remains the same, but there is some slice and dice of these formulas for these variations. Then comes the measures of dispersion. This is variance. This is nothing but the value of mu2 that we have calculated above. Mu2 is 1 by n summation xi minus x bar ka square. So here what we do is we take the deviation of each observation from mean and we square that. So why we are squaring? Because the sign of the deviation, if we simply add the deviation, then the signs will cancel out and we'll get with nothing. So that's why we are squaring, so to make that sign to be positive and get some quantity to define the term variance. So more the variance is there, this means the more scatterness is there in the data. And this is standard deviation. This is nothing but the root of variance. Standard deviation, the advantage of standard deviation over variance is of units. So suppose a data is in centimeter So the variance would also be in centimeter square because we are squaring the observations. But the standard deviation will be in units of centimeter only. Will be in the units of our data only. So this is one advantage over variance. This is mean deviation. Mean deviation is nothing but just because of just here we are taking square of the deviations, but here we'll take the modulus. Modulus means the absolute function, the positive values of xi minus x bar. But the standard deviation or variance is widely used because of the fact that this square function is a nice mathematical function. It has a lot of mathematical properties, like it's continuous, it's differentiable, and a lot more stuff, which makes it easier for detailed mathematical analysis further. But mean deviation, this is not differentiable. So that's why it's quite difficult to analyze some things with respect to mean deviation. Hence, majorly standard deviations or variance is being used. So then comes the coefficient of the measures of skewness. So skewness, this is Karl Pearson measure of skewness, mean minus mode divided by the standard deviation. So if you see, if this is greater than 0, this means positive skew. Positive skew. So this will mean that mean is greater than mode, and that is the case in our positive skew. If it is negative, then it means negative skew or left skew. And in this case, our mean would be less than mode, and that is the case in negative skewed or left skewed distribution. So here it's, from here also it's evident from the formula. And this is also the measure of skewness. So beta 1 we define as mu3 square upon mu2 cube. This is mu3 and this is mu2. And gamma 1 we define as mu3 upon mu2 to the power 1.5. So this is also a measure of skewness. It quantifies that how much skewness is there in the data, and it depends on the sign of mu3. If mu3 is positive, because one thing, mu2 always remains positive because it's summation of the squares, and this also mean deviation. But skewness can be positive or negative, right? Because this is mu3 and we are taking the sums of cubes, and this is xi minus x bar, so this can be positive or negative. So if mu3 positive, then the skewness will be positive. If it's negative, then the skewness will be negative. So this is the quantification of skewness, and this is also defines if higher the magnitude, the higher the skewness will be. And this is measure of kurtosis. Beta 2. Beta 2 is nothing but mu 4 upon mu 2 square, and gamma 2 equals to beta 2 minus 3. This is excess kurtosis, which I explained in my kurtosis video. So if this is equals to 0, then it's mean mesokurtic graph. Greater than 0, then it's mean leptokurtic. If it's less than 0, then it means platykurtic. So this all I have explained in my kurtosis video. So this all we can have explained different descriptive measures of data, central tendency, measure of dispersion, skewness, kurtosis. So I think now we are in a good shape to describe a data set. So next time, if you have some data, just play around it with, find out these values and try to analyze it more. Hope you like this video and understand some of the formulas over here. So please subscribe my channel, and feel free to post any doubts in the comment section below. Thank you and keep shining.